Hey, all right, guys. Part 156. Yep. So I had left off at 155 saying how I had paid for Jamie to come to Atlanta. He got into it with this boy. Something about a jail. I went to jail. With the whoop. Okay. On the point where I went to jail, it wasn't for no warrant. It was literally the police just being taking like any female that was outside to the jail. You ain't have to be doing shit because I wasn't. I was just walking to the store. They charged me like I was soliciting. Wasn't doing shit. I ain't even had nobody I was talking to or nothing. When nobody was around, I literally just walked to the store. It didn't stick. It didn't go nowhere. None of that. So I had bonded out. I ain't do 15 days. I had did 15 days later because I didn't show up for court. I never show up for court. Anytime they give me a ticket, just whatever throughout life, I never show up for courts. Yeah, I just do I got like 15 failure to appears. It's obviously that I don't appear for nobody courts. I never have, never will, ain't finna start today. So yeah, I had to remember that part. So definitely ain't ashamed about nothing that ever happened to me. And whatever I did wrong, I definitely take my lead. So with saying that, I just want to start with saying how, yeah, I hustle, yeah, I try. But most of these years, it was just green smoke. I definitely started out hustling to provide for my family and myself. I didn't want to be, the less fortunate in the hood. I was born in a poverty environment. I definitely didn't want to be the people without in the environment. So I chose to hustle. And, trapping it out, it was mainly green, which I smoked as well. But I ended up seeing things in my community that I didn't like. And I'm not a person that see things that I don't like and don't do anything about, as y'all can see that. Like I said, I have 11 godchildren, which that is proof how I'm not the type of person that see things that I don't like and don't do something about it. I pretty much try to save all the children if I fucking could. If they was less fortunate, I stood up and brought them things. I brought many kids school supplies, school shoes, backpacks, and shit like that. I gave them money for their A's and B's, for their grades, period. The A bring the most and all of it. The kids is grown now, but they on here, they could tell you that. My first position with intent, it wasn't nothing but like 5 or 6 pre-rolled blunts, because that's how I sold them, $5 pre-rolled blunts. And I literally, I was gullible and I felt like the truth was gonna set me free. I basically told on my fucking self, which they kind of knew already who I was and what I was doing. So that was a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then my second position with intent, it was intent because of the first one. I caught the second one before getting the first one expunged. So that is the laws for Louisiana. So on the second one, it was only a 3.5 that I left in my pants that was on the floor. I literally buried everything in the yard because I knew that they was coming. So my second position with intent was literally a 3.5. So basically, Uh, I got in big old trouble for nothing, literally. Little bitty shit. I done seen many people do worse things, have bigger packs, and and got less, a lesser situation than mine. I say that. I take ownership of my role, what I ever did wrong in life. I take my licks, but the truth of the matter is my first possession was 5 to 6 pre-rolled blunts. My second possession with intent was nothing but a 3-5. And I'm gonna tell you what I had to go through for that little bit of shit. Secondly, when they kicked my mama door in, well, Rose, I don't have a mother. When they kicked Rose door in 1996, I was 16 years old, and they took me to a big jail. They took me to the big jail. I did not go to juvenile. I had to pay a bond in my name, like I was a grown up. That was the first thing. Then I caught the first position in 1998. Then I caught it had to be 97. Then I caught the position with intent in 98. When I got caught coming from work and I wasn't even hustling then, I had done quit trapping. I was doing nursing and was in Bell Chase with my patient, Mr. Ray. And me and Mr. Ray had been smoking. Yeah, I was smoking with my patient. He was a white man. He was an old white man with gold in his mouth with the Saint symbol on his dentures with the gold. And he had Saints all over his his van. He was a Saints fan, heavy Saints fan. But he was cool as a motherfucker. And you'd think he want to be black, but he was white. That's how our white people is. Well, white people. Anyway, the man was cool as shit, and we used to smoke together at work. And I had brought him, he asked me to bring him some weed. So I had brought it, and we were smoking at work. And I was leaving work and got stopped on Bell Chase Highway, which was in Harvey where I lived at. But the way that they got it, if you get caught on Bell Chase Highway, they send you to Plaquemine, which is Bell Chase, like the town. But if you get caught up on Bell Chase Highway, you get in trouble. You got to answer for it with the courts in Plaquemine Parish. So that was that situation. But the third position, and it was small. It was probably a dub with 2 blunts roll. And they was going to try to make that possession with intent as well, knowing it wasn't no intent situation. So right before Katrina, I had court where they ran, because all my charges was scattered. I had a assault battery charge. They was trying to say I used a weapon on this man that had hit Rose. The man hit Rose, and I went to go handle it, and I blacked out. All I did was kept punching the man in the same spot in his forehead. They tried to charge me with assault and battery, which I told them, battery means you used a weapon, and I'm telling them I ain't used no weapon, it was just my hand. So they labeled my hand a weapon. And dropped it to assault instead of battery. But it was like 4 days before Hurricane Katrina, I went to court. They ran all my charges consecutive and concurrent and brought it all together in the same court. They labeled me Code 6, saying that I was a career criminal and I never learned my lesson. And all that is from 5 to 6 blunts on the first charge and a 3-5 on the second charge. And the third that I was presently in court for, was a dub.